Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
She's a versifier. Bars forged in heat. I guess you could say it was a verse of fire. Words so hot make you melt. She's a liquefier. She uses ink to bring the smoke, something like a humidifier. Her pen attracts the masses, so maybe she's a magnifier. Just trying to grow her green, so she planted a mustard seed, but some people don't have faith, so they yell out, "Crucify her!" But she don't look like what she's been through, so now she's a testifier. Works speak loudly, so maybe she's an amplifier. She deserves to be here. She don't need a justifier, but you can ask about her. And when you hear the dragon spit, they be like, Yoshi, fire. I'm trying to rewrite history, because his story doesn't include me, and her story is only told with semi-accuracy when they talk about Eve. Let him tell it all women are Eve, ill, sick, twisted, demented, and only good for making a black snake moan. Masterminding the demise of all men. But the last time I checked, you couldn't come into this world without me. Yet in this version, I'm nothing more than a receptacle where your unwanted offspring add reverence to the name semen. You wanted to say, fuck my words, when I said that you had a friend in me and play games, so I guess this is just a Toy Story. I'm trying to rewrite history because his story doesn't include me. My little brownstone of mystery unsolved like a first 48 cold case hidden in plain sight. Trying to erase my existence on paper, torn down in the name of gentrification. See, every lie has a foundation in the truth until it's a skyscraper full of stories that even the New York skyline would be envious of. Truths redacted like the 13th floor. Nothing but ghost stories. They were haunted by thoughts of insignificance, leading to urges of self-genocide because the muse never gets credit for the ideas she inspires. Well, since this is a man's world, fuck it. I'm taking my girls and we're going back to Venus because you act like you don't need us. See, we are woe man to give you pause like a comma for you were unable to handle the period. Think about it like this. If it's the blood that will save you, and I have a monthly offering, but you have to come into me to receive your miracle and gain your wings, does that make me your savior? Selflessly bearing the pain for your pleasure so that we can be fruitful and multiply. I'm trying to rewrite history because his story doesn't include me, but I am the story. I don't need you to mansplain my emotions, try to put me in my place. You want another story to tell? Well, here's one. It was Mother Nature that caused your man-made levees to break. See, my emotions beat your strength like paper on rock, but when we cut all of the bullshit away, you were never strong enough to tell my story anyway. Listen and silent are two sides of the same coin, no matter how you spell it out. Listen or switch it around Silent. Anyway, you can have one without the other, but you need both to make a change and not just sense. You say all I need is $1 and a dream, but after taxes, all I got is about 15 cents, and two of those are just my opinion now. If it's a penny for my thoughts, does it mean that my words are worthless, tossed on the ground, heads up until someone picks it up, hoping for good luck? And if I can't put a price tag on happiness, does that make my future priceless? Now, what exactly is the value of a dream if I can't afford to pay attention because the message is so loud out here trying to make that dollar out of hope? But see, hoping is a waste of time, and time equals money, but money doesn't make me happy, and happy doesn't feed me, but I'm hungry for love, but love is a journey. And all good journeys are full of moments collected like sun rays of joy. And in this lifetime, I've gathered my pocket full of sunshine, but watch, I'm willing to share it, but to most people, it's just pocket change. See, these seconds come a dime a dozen, but moments like this only come once in a lifetime, and I'm trying to make it last forever, but it's not free, and I don't really have it to spare, so what do I get when I give my time away? Because mathematically, it doesn't make sense. If you can't tell, I've got money on my mind. See, I'm trying to buy back my happiness because freedom ain't free. Hoping is a thought like Martin was dreaming, but I need a real exchange like Malcolm. I'm ready to make a change because making change just ain't for me. And I know that I'm loud enough for you to hear me, but are you silent enough to listen?
Anatomy of a car crash in C minor. A small world. I spied her from the other side of the phone screen. Bathsheba bathed in blue light. I went out. Now I'd pined on deliverance, penned limericks on limerence, wax like on vinyl, wine drunk on clitoris. I'm high right now. I prayed I still got it, in psalm and in sonnet, and shot first, pacing until the moment she responded. It feels cartoonish to say it. Another proper artist, perfect pitch mezzo soprano. I tried my best to hide and enamor at first ballad my affliction. Like I feel like a villain. On the second ring, I'd answer, kicking my feet like riding a bike, a giddy tyke on training wheels with froggy boots and strawberry Nesquik, a basket case basket babe with brown bottle baba and blankie. I'm sorry, babe. We planned to meet, a third floor suite complete with single serve lotion and an ocean view. I just didn't know what I was staying sober for. Single dimpled on a Friday off a rose tinted red eye, she arrived. Like it felt like I was just doing it for everybody else. The entire drive, I was bashful, all mouthful of hash. And I thought maybe this time I could wrest back control. We fucked like we weren't friends. And with us came doubt. I already reached out to my sponsor. He knows our compatibility, my feelings, her aptitude. A nosedive in attitude from altitude 1005. She'll get the reference to her own song. I just needed to remember why I was doing it, you know? Her breath still on my tongue. Do not wait for me. I'm trying to give myself grace. Potting candy tears demands I name whatever changed in me. Like now I know, you know, embarrassed I lied. I didn't want to get sober. Don't worry, I'm not driving. It's not going to be a thing. For 4 or so months, I yo-yoed my disposition. I'd gag and choke her heart into uncomfortable positions. Self-service was my permission. I was not in her best interest. Baby, why aren't you talking? It took a full surrender to ERP, EMDR, and sertraline for me to glean how I really felt and how I felt. More hunger than humility. No longer am I David. I want to know how you feel. I can take it. At last, we started dating. Please say something. Punch drunk on love and chemistry and single-sided scotch tape. Jane. 2,200 miles away, flying there took half a day. This doesn't undo my progress. I coped with cigarette smoke. Like, yeah, the clock starts over. Whack-a-mole, men, women, obsessions of negotiable affections, new addictions surfaced. And 391 days was a big achievement. Want some peace with your turbulence? But I was white-knuckling and something had to give. We'd sit, reminisce, I'd hit her cervix and we'd kiss. I'm sorry, I know it's selfish, but it's also self-preservation. But apart, I was so lonely. Throw me a bone, I was foaming at the canines. And I can't even imagine how you're feeling talking to me right now. White lies predicated on a want for white wine, white lines, whites of my eyes, blinded by good times. How are you feeling though? I can take it. I'd wake up and make up in a half-assed kind of way, Ferrero Rocher and rosé scented candles. Sorry, I already said that. For your heartbreak. I mean, it feels awesome, sure. I'd like to believe it was getting better. But I can't believe I used to think I was more creative or charismatic, or I guess that's like the same thing. But yeah, I can't believe I thought I was like better, but maybe that's denial. I mean, more interesting. I wish I could say something. Please say something. But I don't want to feel this. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe October. Sorry if I'm being an asshole. I'm not sober, obviously, but that's not an excuse. But I'll bounce back. I love you. I love her. I'm in love with you. I'm still in love with her. Okay, I hear you. It was a privilege to love her. Bye, baby. I'll call you later. It was a privilege to be loved by her.
In season 2, episode 7 of Rick and Morty, Grandpa Rick transfers his consciousness to a tiny version of himself. Eventually, the clone takes over and locks the original Rick away so he can't get back into his real body, but at points he's able to speak through Tiny Rick, who's become popular. In fact, at one point he goes to a school dance and he's screaming for help, telling the crowd the truth, and everyone laughs. In fact, they start dancing to it. It is so funny, y'all. Until I realize I know that song and dance. I've been screaming it from inside this depressed body. Really, I am locked away in the basement of my anxiety, begging to be let free. I say, listen, I don't want to be here anymore. And my friends laugh. They say, same. I say a self deprecating joke, and they say, you the funniest nigga I know. Ask me how I'm doing, and my tiny Rick says, I'm fine. Inside, I'm screaming, I can't take this anymore. Please help. I need a friend. But it comes out as a joke, a smile, a kind word to someone else. Even when I put it in a poem, it comes out as a metaphor. And someone says, that's a bar. How do I tell them this ain't talent? It's trauma, moonlighting as poetry, that my depression can write a stanza that sounds great while I'm dying inside, searching for a way out. My existence is a chapbook you bookmark to come back to later. Because everyone loves Tiny Rick, but no one tries to save Grandpa until it benefits them. I don't want to be another episode you look back at and laugh. You could have saved me if you listened the first time. So please, get me out of this body. I just want to feel like myself again.
Eating like a king in this empty castle. Purple beer in a purple shirt, but my queen is 1,000 miles away. Knee deep in treasure, I crunch on corn dogs and sip sour ale, staring out the window at the cars passing by, wondering where the passengers are being taken, fantasizing about destinations, places, and buttons being pushed. My beat up sneakers stay in the corner waiting to be walked. My crown is around here somewhere. Dishes for one dry on the towel. Well-used cast iron sits on the stove, aching to be loved like before. Twinkle lights blink year-round. The picture in the frame changes every 5 minutes. My children's smiles and a woman who doesn't smile at me anymore. In my fridge is a museum of half-filled water bottles, every one a different drive, dropping off my son at college. Just started adding new ones for my daughter. I can't bear to pour them out. Patiently, I wait for my queen's return, dreaming of her in royal garb, pens and paper, scribbles and scrawls, love notes strewn across the table. I pace about composing poems. I hope somewhere out there is a talented poet with nothing wrong with them. No scars, but still spitting fire. I have trouble telling the difference between a microphone and a scalpel. I've got a rib spreader I like to use on stage. Perhaps you've seen my heart the last time I passed it around. My doctor says I'm out to pasture. Hard day's done. I get to choose my path from here, so long as it isn't work, which I can't. My queen loves me anyhow. I bring a poem to a fist fight and get punched, but she takes me back, broken nose and all.
See, me and my boys, we love to hang. I let them pick the place, the stoop, a basement, basketball court. Like, even on a bad day, you can find us hanging out in parked cars or parked benches. Some of them might roll a backwood, but never in the backwoods. So I'm here to tell you, black men don't hang themselves. They don't wear cotton gin parts around their neck to go swimming, don't break their limbs to become limbs. Nah. I mean, my boys have talked about it. All the ways they die if they no longer could take it. Might take a bullet, take some pills, but never take rope into the woods because black men don't hang themselves. In fact, we don't even hang no more. We call it a kickback. I've lost more friends to overdose than over ropes. White supremacy will have you jump to the conclusion that black men jump to their death off branches, that we warm our homes with burning crosses and edit body cam footage in real time. But I know in history, I mean, his story, and the truth is, black men don't hang themselves. You can't hand me a casket and call it a music box when the shit don't even sound right. And my brothers need justice, not justification. When every accusation is a confession, black men don't hang themselves. And some white men, they tell lies. And either way, another black man died.
Like father, like on five fingers, I'm mostly my sibling's brother. And my lover is inclined to agree, though she feels safer with what's on paper than I do with when my father calls me son. On the other hand, I'm the man's spitting image, a little rounder around the visage, but the smile is the same. Like coffee ground horse teeth and frown lines. Like father, like I'm mulling it over. Not a lie to call me Adam, what I am just might need more than scripture. Like father, like where the sidewalk ends. I still haven't come out to some of my very closest friends. When I told my abuelita how I also like my men, she said, I never knew you struggled with that. And she's left leaning, and I'm left reading into fractions of interactions. Like father, like the terror of being lost and found wanting by the ones I love. I believe that I would die for them, but what if what is right for them is to leave me? Would they grieve me? Like father, like I can't tell if I'd like that. Is it unbecoming of a young to bite back? I adopted my middle name because it's what my parents would have called me were I born a little prettier. Like father, like Jackson. Like mother, like Riley.
Sunlight beams through the window and collects on the floor. Walter has positioned himself right in the middle where the warmth is pooling. He's chewing on his toy. I've grown so tired of writing my pain, speaking my sorrow, showing the world my hurt. My therapist says it makes sense I feel these difficult things given the life I've lived, but that's not enough for me. I have a notebook now, a chronicle of my attempts to configure the words in perfect order. Like these poems are somehow spells to make the healing happen. Can they end these episodes of crying in the kitchen? Make it possible to push through this unholy indecision and eat lunch? Will they help me muster the will to get in the shower? Endless daily routines grind me down, but I dare not complain lest the universe overhear and grant me the peace of nevermore. I used to have a drawer full of obsolete power cords. Now it's filled with art supplies I haven't touched in years. Is there a place where discarded things go to be useful again? I'm scribbling these thoughts, furiously typing with my thumbs. I don't want to lose the thread of this poem. Writing gives the demons something to scrutinize that isn't me. I'm trying to keep hope in my words when feeling it still frightens me. Don't leave me here, muttering these incantations to myself, sitting in a drawer, tangled, useless.
In another life, I am lost in the perfect place to raise a family. In this one, I'm somewhere between a harpy eagle and a bat, which is to say, I am designed for the sky, built to fly, but I've adapted to crawling in this dark cave of humankind, trying to navigate a failing landscape and human decline. An artist, clawing my way above the poverty line, trying to bridge the gap across my back between kindness and humanity, dying to prove to myself this world is more than ugly, cannibalistic, if not for the sake of my own moral compass, for the sake of the kids, all of them, yours, mine. In another life, I am raising my family, where there is no system that benefits off death and oppression. I know it's possible, but in this life, I am surviving, making toys for my kids, writing poems about history and people, becoming folktale in the matrix, about loving my children and hope for a better life.
Forgive me, poetry, for I have sinned. It's been 21 days since my last confession. I have lusted after another's pen. Forgetting mine too is dangerous, feeling out of place among my own kind, poetry. I forgot you had a place for me. That my unique mindset wouldn't be acceptable to many, so I tried to change it. Hide who I really am, or only for my pen to give up on me. It started soft with no, no, no words. Then my pen pivoted another way, chasing another's idea of poetry. Self reflecting someone else's image, limiting myself to nasty pieces, hiding my pen's soft girl era because I'm not confident in myself. So I created an alter ego. She flows like pen on paper. She bends where I break. She has the guts to get on stage, oozing sensual, dripping seduction. Poetry, I envy her, and she is me. I have thrown my pen in frustration. To me, it didn't meet the bare minimum. Watching and quietly wishing I could do like others. I'm my biggest hater. Poetry, I just wish to sit at their pen's feet while they eat at the table, watching their crumbs, running as if I stole something. Always a watcher, never a doer. There aren't enough Hail Marys to make me forgive myself, so I must retrain myself. Healed from the poetry hurt, I sold myself short, stood in the shadows of others when I should have been in front. Poetry, I have shamed you, put you on the back burner, knowing you are my true calling. I will no longer run out of things to say. Someone needs to hear me, and these are my confessions. And you have just been given access to my garden.
I carry oceans in a paper cup, careful not to tilt, careful not to spill, pretending paper is permanent. They said I was too much when the rim softened, when the bottom gave way, when the tide showed through. But paper was never meant to hold weather.
I need you to breathe with me. Put your right hand over your chest. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Now release it slowly. Let's do that again. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Release. Slowly. I learned early how to breathe without taking up space. Chest rising and falling, just enough to survive, never enough to be seen. A master's shallow strength, kind that keeps you standing while everything inside you is screaming for oxygen. I've held my breath in conversations, in relationships, in rooms where relief was promised but never delivered. I've carried expectations in my lungs until every inhale felt like a debt owed to people who mistook my endurance for permission. I stayed upright, on borrowed composure, teeth clenched, bargaining with air, calling it faith while my body kept receipts of all the wrongs done to me until I couldn't hold them anymore. Do you know what it's like to hold on to things so long your fingers start bleeding? I swallowed grief so often it learned my name, moved itself behind my ribs without ever asking for permission, and I had to make space for it. While it unpacked in my chest, stacked sorrow beside my heartbeat, labeling every inhale survival and every exhale an apology. I prayed for mercy, hoping heaven would hear, asking God for room to live inside the life He said was mine. And then one day, my body stopped negotiating with outside elements, stopped holding what my spirit refused to carry, stopped confusing tension with purpose, stopped surviving as a personality trait all on its own so I could stand here in front of you with shoulders finally lowered, no longer begging to exist, trying to ration air to keep others comfortable. I let go. I let go without explaining why. Because I didn't want my last breath to feel like another burden carried, holding me back from living something I've been doing far too long. I realize my breath belongs to me, and some of you need to do the same thing. What I'm talking about is letting go. So what I need you to do right now is put your hand back on your chest and take a deep breath in and hold it. Count to 3. Release it slowly. And I need you to do that at least a few more times. And as you release, I need you to release all the things holding you back that makes you feel stuck or like you're running in circles. I need you to release all the things you've been carrying that don't belong to you because you feel obligated to. I need you to release all the pain from past traumas that continue to give you nightmares. Release. Breathe. Release. So that you can now breathe. So that you can now live.
Who am I lashing out, my tongue a leather whip, leaving verbal welts on the back of someone so small? I shrink with him against the wall as I grow bigger with regretful triggers. My shadow looms up like Godzilla climbing up this flimsy dollhouse I built. It looks like defeat will have us again, a tantrum doled out by these placid hands. A free-range, grass-fed child locavore lurking amid the unseemly acres of my mind. How shall I resist the ineptitude in wiring? So many pills, so many times on the couch for naught, overwrought, endless wringing of the hands. I should have wrung my own neck, or nurse ratchets, or my mom on the phone, or a bell or a gong. This isn't funny at all. I'd eat my own self if I could. Belly all swolled up like a capybara in a python, choke on my own infectious diseases, gag myself with that sticky finger, howling, "You did it!" Oh! Then vomit my own meat just like it was water. A confused coyote. Don't recognize this poison. But what of the little boy cowering, looking to me for shelter? Saying I'm sorry is not enough. Kids are very resilient equals bullshit equals holds no more water than a sieve. I will do my own lobotomy. I will hurl that sink through the window. I will fly over the cuckoo's nest, Come one more savage, salient dawn.
Future nostalgia staring a hole into your soul. I can see the exclamation points hovering over your head, alarmed and anxious. You're unsure what to do. Whether or not what you're seeing is indeed true, and I get it. There's a lot of fool's gold out there. Too many Satans in a Sunday hats crowding up and clouding up one's perspective will make anyone steer clear of human interaction in general. Too many snake oil salesmen throwing their best pitches, none of them hitting their intended mark. Too many street preachers promising sanctuary when they haven't built sanctuary within themselves first. Housing unresolved traumas that they trip over like unkempt floors. Too many cooks who think they're all sauced up, thinking they have the missing ingredients to your dish, but in reality their recipes lack substance. There is no soul food. And it shouldn't be like that. All it takes is one to break through the crowd and line the pathway that you can see, parting the seas of incompetency. All it takes is one to break down the walls and reveal what's on the other side with nothing to hide. All it takes is one to show you the way, who is firm for you and cannot be swayed by another, pushing every other suitor away. Oh, how I would love to be the one to open your eyes to see the degree of the severity that the weight of these words carry when I say that I am rock steady, locked in, heart heavy, not of sadness but of gratitude, coupled with a dense desire to bring your deepest desires to reality. For making you happy is the greatest joy that I can fathom. You can bet your sweet bippy that life can be tricky and trippy, but baby, listen to me when I say that got you from today all the way past the day long after we pass away. So now I say, hey, babe, take my hand. Let me boldly take you into the unknown. Let's be each other's future nostalgia. I want to take you for a magic carpet ride that wakes you to a whole new world, a fantastic new point of view, above all the negativity and to clearly see that lurks around us. All the Satans, the snake oil salesmen, the street preachers, the cooks. It's crazy what you can see when you observe. Acting aloof, we act like the wind. Nobody knows where we're coming from and nobody knows where we're going. It's just a fun way to keep everyone else on their toes, I suppose. All while meanwhile we're finessing, not stressing the rest of the gestures as we venture on this ride together, taking you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under. To whatever this obstacle course we call life has to lay in front of us. And we shall overcome whatever comes at us. Always growing, always learning, always knowing that there's this burning of eternal flame of passion that will always keep us warm and honest as we light our way into the unknown.
She said she wanted to be a star. Supernova. Shine so bright you could see her glow from galaxies afar. This dream formulated because one day someone told her to shoot for the clouds, and if you missed, you'll land amongst the stars. But what they didn't tell her that was that the distance between the clouds and the stars is light years away, and that the trajectory of her path would still be affected by the gravity of those who wanted to keep her down. So she mapped constellations on a ceiling, called them blueprints, taped hope to her mirror, recited affirmations like they were cosmic scriptures, each word a rebellion against the world that told her who she should be. They said her dream was too big, as if galaxies weren't made from chaos and stars that ignite under pressure. Called her too much, said that stars burn out as if radiance was a crime and women like her weren't made of fire. They tried to chart her course, draw boundaries around her brilliance, but you can't map infinity and beyond with equations coded in fear. She wanted a legacy, not just a memory. Wanted to carve her name in nebula, etch her journey across the backs of comets, so even when she disappeared, the universe would still speak her name. She used asteroids as stepping stones until she could blast off into the Milky Way, her tears being fuel. Even the black holes would defy laws of nature to hold space for her, witness her, an anomaly, the exception to every rule written by hands that never could have imagined her. She became a shooting star for every little girl who ever whispered a wish into the night sky, not knowing that they were wishing upon someone who once wished for herself. She said she wanted to be a star, supernova, shine so bright you could see her glow from galaxies afar. This dream formulated because one day someone told her to shoot for the clouds, and if you missed, you land amongst the stars. What they didn't tell her was that the distance between the clouds and the stars is light years away, and that the trajectory of her path would still be affected by the gravity of those who wanted to keep her down. So she became the universe that she was told she would never survive. These lips were made for smiling. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these lips will bring a smile right out of you. I emit joy. This smile be contagious, sometimes a little bit dangerous, but that just depends on how you want to play it. Don't say I didn't warn you. I shine without trying. These lips don't ask permission. They move with the weight of everything that I've been through. These lips hold water like the cat that ate the canary. The smile ain't just decoration, it's a weapon of mass destruction to master destruction. Oh my devilish intentions. It's not just a curve, it's a challenge. A whisper without sound. Come closer if you think you're ready. This ain't the kind of smile you walk away from untouched. It lingers like fingertips on barely brushed skin, like a secret only meant for you, but spoken out loud on purpose. These lips part in laughter, but not always for something funny. Sometimes it's just bait. You thought you saw sweetness, but I made you my prey. But don't worry, I don't bite unless you ask nicely. I'm just a girl raised in the South. Small town, big dreams. I say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. See, that's just my Southern hospitality. I grew up where street lights were barely a thing, but if you did see one, you better be home before it came on if you wanted to keep on living. I remember places where starlight was the only light to a path at night. You gotta really be from the country to know what I mean. The South. Well, the cornbread is just as important as the greens, and the blues ain't just a music genre, it's faded embedded in our genes. See, we're no strangers to hard work, the backbone of the American dream, and we party just as hard and we're ready to ride for our favorite SEC football teams. Go Tigers. You can take the girl out of the South, but never take the South out of me. I'm so deep in it, fried fish ain't just a delicacy. Slap it on a plate now, it's a fundraiser to help out the community. The South, where y'all and ain't are proper words in our dialect, and be blessed ain't always as nice as it seems. See, these lemons never tasted so good getting squeezed after a long day of tending to your field of dreams, being the aid to your sugar honey iced tea. There's nothing sweeter than my southern charm. My smile is genuine because I don't want you to think that I come with anything other than peace. Piece of pound cake, piece of pecan pie, maybe some banana pudding, but there's a reason that Southern food is so special. It's soul healing, soul filling. And as I travel this world searching for that soul filling, I know that there's no place like home because I'm just a girl raised in the South, born in a small town, but chasing big dreams. Okay, bye.